Oh, you guys made it to part two. Part two. Yes, this is part two of episode one of the Loose Cannons podcast, hosted by myself, No Justin, No Peace, and my brother Lou Rivers. This is part two. So if you missed part one, go listen right now. This is part two. Boom. For everybody else, we're going to cover a lot more. First, we start off with this week in racism. Okay? We even talk a little bit about policing and power. And then we move on to the important power, the show. All right? Does Tariq need to get his ass whooped? You're going to hear from both of us and our feelings on that. And then we mosey on into the main event, which is SuperFly, the remake versus the original. Once again, guys, this is the Loose Cannon podcast. Enjoy.
You got it.
Everybody's new favorite segment. This week in racism.
This week in racism.
What is going on in these streets, dog?
I have absolutely no clue.
Is it the Trump effect? All this racism?
Yeah, these
He
people
didn't
are
start it.
so pro everything. Hi.
Wow, look at that. This is so live in effect. My daughter is down here interrupting our taping. Go upstairs, baby.
She's in the podcast.
Go upstairs. This week in racism.
Yes, this week in racism. What has happened this week? Alrighty.
Boom.
Which one do we have?
Lemonade stand lady.
Yo.
Lemonade police.
I can't remember her name. Peggy Sue.
Whatever.
Whatever her name
What
is.
we gonna name her?
I don't know. They already got a name for her, and, but I can't even remember right now.
Yeah.
But
What's the situation?
all right. So there's these little minority girls.
Yeah.
Selling lemonade.
So sweet.
Man,
It's a hot day.
I mean, your parents have always told you go out there and be something.
Go
be
get
somebody.
it. Go get it.
Go be somebody.
Bootstrapping.
All right. And little girls are selling lemonade outside at the lemonade stand. And Peggy Sue comes over and goes, "But do you have a permit?"
Do you mind your business, Peggy?
Oh, you don't have a permit. to
So the
sell
word is
lemonade.
her complaint came from the fact that she said that they were making noise outside her window and she was trying to work. She was trying to work.
Oh, you mean sell her marijuana for pets? Did you hear that?
Yes.
Yeah.
First of all, I didn't know what tinctures were, so I had to look it up. I thought they. I was like, it sounded like dentures, so I thought it had something to do with teeth. So I'm like, oh, okay. I'm like, all right, she's a hygienist. All right, whatever. So boom, I'm looking it up. I'm like, cannabis, and then I realized it's for pets.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, all dogs go to heaven. The niggas is high.
Yo, she was on the phone. I can't make my calls. I can't get my THC delivered.
Can't get it delivered.
Fido and Rufus will not be able to get their medicine. I don't know
What is wrong?
on.
Okay, is it racism?
I don't want to say that it's racism.
Okay.
And this is why I'm going to say this. I'm going to say it because, I mean, I know that we want to classify it as racism because of the dynamic of the situation.
Yeah.
But I feel like this is now become the norm for the majority of the situations.
Yeah.
Is now we are starting to be intertwined.
Yeah.
So it's like, and now people who weren't raised with the appropriate knowledge of the situation.
Yeah.
And to see their biases up front
Yeah.
and how they look in the public eye or
Yeah.
the public scope makes it totally different now. So it's like where someone thinks they're doing right
Yeah.
and they don't have they have their blinders on, and I obviously don't see like maybe this is not how the situation would go and if the dynamic was different.
Absolutely.
I think that is the issue. So of course, going on CNN and crying and going the death threats and
looked wild.
and this, that, and the other. I want this
Who
is
got the information?
now
Come
I'll tell
on,
you,
lady.
this is the part of it that is racist.
Uh huh.
Now the people who supported her. Now let's say that they are the people. Let's say these are people who were anti-marijuana. Do they still support her?
Do they still support
Or
her?
are they like, leave those little black kids alone because you sell marijuana, so you are worse than they are?
Yeah. No.
Or is it racist that they're like, no, you're right because this is the greater wrong?
I think racism is never clear
Right.
unless you start nigga this, nigga that, nigga that. I'm gonna kill you, and wearing a white hood. It's never clear. But it's the unconscious bias that's in people's attitude. She felt more comfortable faking a call to the police than just having a simple conversation about, hey guys, I love what you're doing. I'm a business owner also. I like what you're doing. I understand that you're trying to get attention from people, but I'm just right there working. Keep it up, but if you can lower it, plus I'm going to purchase half of your picture or whatever that is. What's
Exactly.
that, $10?
Right.
I got it, girls. Thank you. Keep it going. If you could just keep it low, how long you guys going to be out there?
Exactly.
Having a simple conversation with human beings. But the fact is, this is the new trend of using the phone to call police as a threat.
Right.
And I think that consciously, people know that calling the police on people of color is more threatening to people of color than any other people
Right.
because of the history in our country. So using that as a threat, unconsciously, that's what she was doing. It was racial.
Right.
Because the truth is, would she do that to some Girl Scouts? And Girl Scouts can come in all colors,
Right.
but majority are probably white.
Right.
But would you do that to some Girl Scouts? Would you do that to some young white kids, kids that look like you?
Right.
Would you want that done to your kids? Why did you feel so comfortable to make that threat?
Yeah.
And it's like, so I don't believe that she necessarily had the malice of like, I'm going to destroy this girl's day.
Right.
I just think that she's so uptight. She heard a little bit of something. And it's kind of a dog whistle of like, oh, they were being loud. Like, where's this window? And these kids, like, they were right at your window? Like, do you live in the city? Like, that's the only sound you heard was the lemonade? Because I lived in the city. Like, I know what the
Right.
city is loud in general. The lemonade kids can't be that loud.
I don't want to randomly ask this, but because I try to stay away from such situations sometimes. But where was this actually?
I don't know. I feel
Right.
no. It's in L.A. It's not
Okay.
in L.A. It's in California.
That's what I was gonna say. I thought it was like San Fran,
Yes.
Sacramento,
Yes.
somewhere around there. All right.
Yes.
But I was just like, but all right. So this is my thing, one of my biggest things. It is the portrayal, and I feel like the portrayal of minorities almost everywhere, that at some point subconsciously we're a threat no matter what. No matter what age, no matter what the situation is, if it's Spanish, black,
Yeah.
to especially white women. I hate to put it that way, but white women, they're threatening. It doesn't matter if they're male or female, some sort of situation. But this is, again, my problem with the news also, is that like I feel like, the majority of the times we're gonna talk about the worst of worst things.
True.
And I've had this other conversation with other people where it's just like, all right, well, all these bad things are happening. And it's like, no, honestly, these bad things used to always happen.
Always.
It's just that social media is around all the
And
time.
we're allowed to cycle it ourselves.
We are recording everything. We are sharing everything. It's just that now it's desensitized. I remember growing up and, if something was too graphic, they'd be like, pardon this video. If you don't want to see something too graphic, turn away or turn your TV station off or whatever the case is. But now it's just like, this is the news. Here, take this. Enjoy this killing.
10 bodies blown up.
Yeah. And
Check
it's
it
like, all right, and next segment.
Yeah.
And it's this portrayal, but it's just like, all right, well, y'all see what's happening and who it's happening to, or this, that,
Yeah.
and the other, and it's not like, obviously, it's not proportioned appropriately. It's
Mm-hmm.
not, because at the end of the day, it's, I guess, it benefits them to, let's show what people could be scared of, and let's show
True.
what they should be scared of. And
Mm.
now when they go out into the world, now they can spread this
Mm.
fear. You know
Mm.
what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, and I mean, movies do the same thing, music does the same thing.
Absolutely.
So of course it's like, oh, well, they don't listen to what I listen to,
Mm-hmm.
or they're not watching what I
Yeah.
watch. I wonder what how their minds think,
Yeah.
and that's usually the problem at the end of
Quick
the day.
question. I don't want to go like off,
I know.
off, but do you think like the gift is becoming the curse? Like our ability to like share the truth of what's happening. I believe it started like people want to share the truth. Like now we have physical evidence. After Rodney King, like we can take the power and show you what's really happening.
Right.
But is that now becoming a curse because it's like you've you're absorbing so much of it that
You're
you
desensitized.
become sensitized and also resentful of what's happening
Right.
in society that you don't necessarily get the balance. Like social media doesn't necessarily present the balance.
Right.
You know, these negative things hold a large weight and a large scale in our conversations,
Right.
just in life in general. Like we'll share a funny video to each other, but this will be the conversation that happens on the news media after you've seen it, on the View after you've seen it, all these different shows, and it becomes like a constant loop of horrible things happening to people of color, and I think that may start to have a negative effect if it's not already having a negative effect.
Well, I'll put it to you this way. This is actually what I think. I think that people in general, not just people, not just whites or blacks or Spanish. I think that people are afraid of confrontation. That's one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah,
And when I say confrontation, I don't mean the fisticuffs. I don't mean the
yeah,
face to face. I'm talking about the actual having to deal with a problem as far as, man, this is actually happening out there.
yeah.
And for the fact that most people don't want to do that, the first thing is going to be denial. So
Uh,
no, that's not happening.
yeah.
And I feel like, one, when people are just like, oh well, does is that how you feel or you think? Is it this denial that is happening, or, and this is one of the things where I feel like the good cop
Mm-hmm.
wants to believe that there's only good cops.
Absolutely.
So it's not a thing about like, oh, I bleed blue.
Yeah.
It's just that like, oh, I know that he may be too this, that, or the other, but
Mm-hmm.
because he became a cop, he's great. Like he just doesn't get it yet.
Yes.
You understand what I
You
mean?
see, and specifically, I was thinking about that before, and I think one of the problems is we use language thinking we all mean the same thing when we don't.
Right.
You know, like the term good. How do you really define the term good?
Right.
You know, because like people will say he's a good man. He takes care of his family. He takes care of his children. He goes to church. In my mind, that really means nothing.
Right.
Because like
He's
how
taking
you
care of his
treat, yes,
responsibilities.
how you treat the people who came out of you,
Right.
that's easy.
Right.
Is how do you treat the person who potentially has done a crime or done something bad to another
Right.
person or a person you don't know. And it's how you treat that person. I think we need to sum whether a person's a good person. You know, how do you uphold your morals even in a hard situation?
Right.
You know, like upholding the law. Upholding the law when you know a person potentially committed a crime and saying, you know what? I can't get them on this. I haven't got them on this.
Right.
So I'm not planting anything. That is a good person. A good person isn't the person who will do anything just to get the guy who he thinks he's getting. So it's like it's about our language and how we use this language. Who we think we're connecting on this language and we're really not. We're far from it in this language. Because I think like when people have debates, I think we have to sit down and define words and make sure there's no difference in our definition so that we're both on the same scale of, okay, you mean this and I mean this also.
Right.
So now that we're using these same terms in the same way, where do we go from here? It's just like with our presidency. Good president, what does it mean to be a good president? Is it about benefiting you? Or is it about benefiting the whole? Because that's what I mean by good.
Right.
But you mean good, like, what's it doing for your pocket and your perception of the world?
I'll tell you, for me, what I believe the biggest problem is, and I believe that this is something that never gets talked about or never is never addressed, so to speak. And it's the idea that our biggest issue is control. And it's not control of things, it's the fact that people in a whole can't control themselves. But it's the fact that we live in a controlled environment that we believe everyone has control.
Yes.
You understand what I mean?
Yes.
So it's that, like, oh, everyone follows these rules, everyone does this, but everyone's accustomed to that. But at what point, if I gave you this power, do you lose that control? Because now you're the product of your environment.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now you have the ability.
Would you
to
steal if you knew you wouldn't get caught?
Right.
Would you?
And that's the whole thing. It's just like, how many cops do you know, or like they have this issue where it's just like, how many do you think that cops follow the rules that they're supposed to enforce?
No.
And that's the whole thing. Like, if you show that lack of control,
Abuse of drugs,
for the rules that you're supposed to show, like you're supposed to enforce,
yeah.
And I feel like that lack of control actually comes from power, because now you feel like you have the ability to do things. Does that mean that you should and you could do things? You know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't have to exercise every right that you have.
Right. And it's like saying, I know that, I mean, we've spoken about this before, about how we feel the role of cops should change or how they should be, or so on and so forth. And it's not a thing about like, oh, because I'm not going to be like, oh, there's all cops are bad or all cops are good, or I feel like cops are regular people too.
Yeah.
There are good people, there are bad people.
That's why.
Right.
That's why we have bad, because people are fallible.
Right.
We make mistakes, and we're going to make mistakes.
Exactly.
And so we have to remedy those mistakes.
Right.
But the problem that I have is, like, we're going into the system now, people. Message. Big part of the mistake is the institutions already.
Right.
It's already ingrained in the institutions.
Exactly.
These things. And so, like, bad apple, the institution is a basket of apples that are already spoiled.
Right.
So it's spoiling the cops. They're pushing them into this direction of power. Right. They ingrain that into their mind. If you look at some of the trainings, some of the trainings, and it's like, you take control.
Right.
If you tell a person that, they feel like a person has to follow every single word.
Right.
Instead of saying you take control, it's like, make sure that you have a safe situation.
Right.
And if you can't get that right away, sometimes you might have to walk things back and then readdress it in a different way to attain the goal of safety for everyone.
Right.
Because when you maintain control, when you talk about, you're just going to increase force. That's just it. It's like, do it or else.
Right.
And so, but that's ingrained in the system. And so you can't expect some people not. And they're not taking advantage of it. They're doing to the fullest what they're taught.
Right.
It's just that a lot of the other people who are doing different things are kind of doing the human thing. They're not doing the cop thing.
Right.
It's like, I'm going to give this person a chance. I'm not going to fully follow this policy and procedure to the letter.
I was thinking about this earlier.
Okay.
So it kind of made me think about this in general. And I feel like I kind of know where I can pinpoint the problem with police. Mm-hmm. Not police officers.
Yeah.
Police in general.
Let's do it.
All right. I was thinking about it earlier, and I feel like the government tries to give police the power that it gives the military. And the problem with that is that the reason why the two forces act completely different is because the military actually disciplines their entire unit, like from A to Z. And I mean, like, the military has their problems too.
Yes.
But the whole thing with the military is that, like, there are a subset of laws that you always have to follow.
Yeah.
Even if you're overseas, there are
That's
rules
it.
that there are rules of engagement that you got to follow.
Exactly.
So it's just like, all right, you do something wrong.
Yes.
You can be held accountable there.
Yes.
If you do something wrong, you can be held accountable here.
Mm-hmm.
Even when like being on base, if you get
Yes.
into an issue off base, even though it's outside,
It comes back.
You go to court outside.
Yes.
You go back to base. You go to court in
Inside.
base.
There's no court for cops.
There isn't.
There's no one real court.
The closest thing that they have is
They become a
internal-
regular person. It's like they should be held accountable as a police officer.
Right. But that's the whole thing. The closest thing that they have is internal affairs, and we already know how that goes. Nobody wants to work with them. Nobody wants to deal with them. It's just that you already know that, like, in the military, like, you're going to go and you're going to go in front of a trial.
Yeah.
And the whole thing is that your peers are all military also.
Tom Cruise is waiting for you.
You can't handle the truth.
He's waiting for that ass.
So it's just like, and you're going to be reprimanded in some way, form, or fashion.
Mm-hmm.
If you're telling me that, like,
and there's dishonorable discharge.
Right, exactly.
You
like,
don't want that stain.
You're going to get out. And the whole thing is like, all right, in the police force, like, all right, well, we're going to send you home with pay. And then you'll be all right.
All right.
No discipline, no nothing.
Cool.
Because we can't admit to one part of being wrong. Not one
Yes.
part of being wrong, because that'll reflect on us.
Yes.
You understand what I mean?
Yes.
In the military, you go to court, like, all right, you're wrong, you go to the brig, or you're demoted, or you lose rank, or like, there are so many possibilities. Oh, we'll keep you.
Yeah.
But you may have to start from somewhere else. And the whole thing is that, all right, so now you want to try to get back your rank, but now this stain is there too.
That's it.
So it's like, it's not like in the police force, like, all right, something happens, or we found you with this, or you abused this, or something or another, and all right, well,
I don't think
you went from captain, we're gonna bring you back down to
can you
sergeant.
get dishonorably discharged from the army and then just go become a Marine? Like, it's not gonna. Like, you
Exactly.
could leave one police force and move to a whole other state, and then
exactly.
that's crazy.
And it's just like there's no discipline or fear for upholding what you're actually supposed to do. And I'm not gonna say that things don't happen in the military that shouldn't happen, but they do.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna find a lot of cases where we're just blatantly doing things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we're not out as bad as certain situations are. Like, it's not the same.
Got you.
So
It's about the power.
right, the power changes people, just like money changes people. Just like there's a difference of seeing these things happen and people wonder why. Or it's just like, and that's another thing. It's just like, all right, you're coming in, and the people who want to, like, oh, I'm going to change it, I'm going to uphold it. The people who are doing that are usually low ranking. They're brand new.
Yeah.
So of course you're following the system until a couple of years, and then you're just like, no, that's just how it works. Like, we can't really do anything.
That's crazy. Speaking of power.
Oh.
This is a big rich town.
Power.
Yeah.
50 Cent getting in it.
We seen it.
Yes.
We hit up stars.
Yes.
What'd you think?
Man, I'm telling you right now, if my son was like Tariq, I'm locking him down.
Yo,
Like, I'm not letting him out the house.
Do we have to kill Tariq?
No. I mean, you could, because you got a second kid. Like, you got a third kid.
Yeah, we got a third one.
So-
The baby's fine. The baby don't know nothing about this.
Yo, man, but this boy, yo, you doing the speech at your sister's funeral and you fake running out of
Texted
that?
Dre.
Yo.
Okay, good writing because I didn't see that coming.
Okay.
I was really in the moment. I was like, oh, Tariq got caught up. He's feeling the pain of what he did to Raina.
Yeah.
And then this little nigga gonna text Dre. Yo.
All right, I have a question for you because I feel like I've gotten this question in the last couple
Yes,
of days.
Lorenz Tate is fantastic in power.
Okay.
That wasn't it? That
No,
was
that wasn't
okay.
it. Lorenz Tate. I like that, though. All right, so what I've gotten is, do you feel like Amari was dry or St. Patrick was dry? Was gross too. Did he not mourn his daughter enough? Like,
I don't
I
think he
mean,
could.
they gave him a good little minute and 37 seconds of crying and weeping
Yeah.
in the bathroom, but I mean, nobody
So
did it like Tasha. You know,
what I got to do is I got to put myself in
his shoes.
the show world.
Okay, I feel you.
We've been on a break as watchers.
Right.
This is happening very close after you have a body for
Right.
max 2 days. They got money.
Right.
Boom, boom, boom. The police had it, did all the investigation of the bullets. It's no more than a week, 4 days, whatever.
Right.
I don't think I could process. I don't think he's been able to process. He's trying to hold the family together.
Yeah.
He knows Tasha's emotional
Well,
wreck.
He almost took Tariq's head off.
He was gonna kill that thing.
Yeah, everyone. Yeah.
I don't know if he was wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was wrong. Tariq, I feel like he do need the tough love. Maybe that's the problem. Is because he has no understanding of the world.
Right.
So you don't even know what. Quick question. This is what I was confused about because I was going to have to go back. Did Dre send Tariq to go get killed?
No. Oh, wait.
Who sent Tariq to Ray Ray?
No, remember, Tariq had the gun to his head. Or he had the gun on him
He did
to get
have
the
it on.
address.
Gotcha.
Bam. Because I was thinking about the same thing you just said. And he was just like, but Ghost had asked him. He was just like, oh, I don't know why he didn't just give you the wrong address, or he didn't do this, or he didn't do that.
Gotcha.
But I think that, well, we already know that what's his name was looking for him. Rhodes was, I can't even remember the dude's name. The cop.
Ray Ray.
Ray.
Yeah.
So, but I mean, honestly, like obviously Tariq only just is starting to know what that life is like.
Yeah.
And obviously now he's got the three best teachers, but he's still running to Dre. Like he's got the three guys back together again. He just has to convince his father to let him know what
The problem is Tariq feels like he can trust Dre.
Right.
He feels like Dre has been the most honest with him.
Right.
But because he has no history, he don't know that Dre is stealing everything from your family right now.
Right.
Dre is making it hot for you to live.
Right.
Like when he got the Jimenez on them, like he's stealing the business from your family.
Father, right.
He's stealing the food out of their mouth. And he has the protection of potentially killing all of them. And they'll kill the whole family.
Right.
So it's like Tariq needs to like read like Gangster for Dummies or something. He needs a book, a crash course. Like he needs to go on YouTube, like on some gangster shit, so that he understands like, yo, there's a lot of things going on around you,
Right.
that you don't understand yet. So just chill the fuck out.
Yo, tell me, but does Tommy sort of remind you of Tommy from Belly? His character, like not.
It yeah.
Yeah,
It
like,
is him.
I don't know why. I just like I thought about it earlier, and I was like, yo.
But I got my feelings about the dude who's playing Tommy. I got my feelings about the dude who's
You
playing
don't
Tommy.
like him? Tell me how you feel, son.
I see the necessary connection of where we're going now this season with him being Italian and his father, and how that's all making it significant.
Right.
I don't think this guy pulls off. I lived in the hood with a whole bunch of black people, besides the way that I dress.
Right.
You know, like they dress him in the latest skinny jeans and
You don't
and
like La La Boo?
and leather jackets, and it's like, okay, cool, but like sometimes the way the dialogue rolls off his tongue, it doesn't convince me.
Okay, I feel you.
It's kind of like watching Mark Paul Gosselaar on the set of Juice.
Yo, nah. Yeah, that was outlandish. That's a little far. Like, you threw that all the way.
I don't hate him because they use him right. He was used perfectly with the situation with this girl. And so, like, I felt all that. And I could feel like he probably felt like he had to prove himself in the hood, so he was the crazy white dude. Because he was the white dude. Right. He had to go far, so he was willing to get it in. So I could understand where all of that comes from.
Right.
But I just feel like him as an actor it just comes off weird on him.
Do you have another white actor who could have played
That could have
Tommy?
played it.
See, now we're gonna get to the
See,
meat.
that's really tough. That's really
You know
tough.
who's really good? I was gonna say Doogie Howser. You know,
Neil Patrick Harris
Neil Patrick Harris
as Tommy,
As
Tony Award winning Neil Patrick.
no, but no, actually, I like Tommy. So I mean,
He's not bad.
right.
He's not bad. But you know what? One of the problems is his performance is right next to
Omar.
Omari's performance,
Okay.
which is just
I like Amari. I think he's underrated also.
absolutely.
I mean, we spoke about this the other day. I said that I was watching Miracle at St. Anna's.
Yeah, very
and
good.
I totally forgot that he was in it.
Yes.
I was like, oh, okay. He's got some chaps.
I'm
He's in a movie next month that we're gonna.
Yeah,
review.
sorry to bother you.
Sorry to bother you.
Sorry to bother you. You have to
Yes.
check out the Loose Cannons.
Yes.
Sorry to bother you review.
TLC podcast, Candace podcast, hashtag all that.
I'm interested to see Amari's career after Power because we know like the lifetime of this show is probably like maybe another season.
What are they in season 4 right now?
No, this is
season
like
6?
5 or 6.
Okay, so honestly, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I think that this goes 10 seasons.
10?
Yeah, I'll be willing to put money on that.
I mean the steam is there, but the money's going to be really strong if he stays around for 10 seasons.
I'm gonna tell you personally because I said this earlier to you. I think it moves better than Empire does.
Absolutely.
Honestly, with this episode, as crazy as it was, it could have been a season finale. Like, I was looking at it like, yo, I don't even know where they go from here.
It's a good fucking montage. They had a good fucking montage in this. They killed the montages with that music.
Yep. I was like, yo, this could have been a first episode. This could have been a last episode.
Yeah.
Because now you're just like, yo, now is it going to be the Italians versus the Jimenez?
They setting it all up.
Like, all right. And it's just like, all right, so now do we realize that the Italians are as big and now they got protection?
But what's going to happen? The fact that the Italian hitters are killed now.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to say, I bet you now they got to work with the Italians or pay it off somehow.
Yeah, because that's their boys.
Right. So now it's going to be like they literally starting from the bottom.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah.
But now they're going to have the protection against, the Jimenez. Like, now we can go to war.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, all
Can
right.
we trust Kanan?
Right. But now it's just, all right, so where do they go? Like, how does this go? And I feel like that's good, where now you have no clue where the writing is
I don't
going.
think we ever started a season where Ghost didn't know what to do.
Right.
It normally happens towards like the middle end, like, oh, fuck,
I'm losing it. Or,
I'm losing it.
Right.
That's the arc of the book. But this now, we're starting off with them like trying to get stuff. It's just not working. His normal plans just normally goes off smooth.
Right.
Now it's not clicking. It's not clicking at all.
Man, you saw how mad Tommy was when he found out that the father was killed. Like, I was like, ew, okay. But now I want to know.
Dre was wrong for that.
Right. He was, obviously. But I feel like now it's just like, basically, you it's like round 6. Like, now you wondering, like, all right, so now we got to re-up again, find out who's who and where people are going to be and how is this going to all work out. Like,
Yeah.
all right, so now is it really like all these guys versus Dre, or is Dre gonna get some? I mean, it's only Dre and the other dude. I forgot his name, but the other Spanish dude, and then the cartel. So is it?
He's shot though. Isn't the Spanish dude shot?
No,
He doesn't get shot in the shootout.
I don't think he did he? No.
I thought he was shot in the shootout.
I don't know. Now I gotta go watch it again. 'Cause now you just telling me like.
I think he gets hit because Ghost gets hit.
Yeah.
I don't think the Spanish dude's dead, but I think he's hit.
I don't know. Ghost walking around like a little
I know,
bitch.
flesh wound.
And you could just go take a shower and just tape it up and be good. Yeah. And I like this guy's character, the lawyer. I forgot his name.
Dude from Entourage.
Yeah,
Is he good? You think he's good in this?
I like the character that he plays.
Okay.
I feel like he's colorful enough to brighten the room.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I
it
mean?
works.
Yeah,
It works.
It works. Because I feel like they don't really have that anymore. Like he's you could put him in a couple scenes and it's like a little
Yeah.
level is good.
They got a team though.
Yeah,
They got 3 lawyers.
right.
Tasha got a lawyer.
Yeah, she
Ghost
fucking
got a scorned woman lawyer who she just has to work in it. They got him.
she
They got the Italians.
I mean, everybody getting locked up at this point, so it's either
Everybody-
her or
they
Tasha
all-
this episode.
yes.
I mean, this season.
They have to hold it down. But overall, it's a good start.
Yeah,
It's a good.
definitely. Can't wait for next
It
week.
definitely sets up the season of like I got to watch this season.
Yep. I mean, on that note, can't wait till next month and we can review Insecure.
Ooh,
Where my ladies at?
For the ladies, for the ladies.
I mean, I guess we'll decide what teams we're on then.
Yes, yes. Well, I mean, I already know what team I'm on.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even know if he's in this season though.
Oh, I know. Yeah. But it's gonna be good. Too bad we just missed ATL. So
We did miss Atlanta.
but it was good.
It was a very good show.
Yes,
Very good show. I'm excited for when it comes back.
I mean, the writing is good.
Yes.
It is. It's
Teddy
different and
Perkins.
refreshing. You know, so and the acting is phenomenal and on point.
Always.
So, can't really say anything.
Homeboy is dude played Paperboy. He's in the movie Widows.
Yes, he is.
This is directed by Steve McQueen. 12 Years a Slave, Steve McQueen.
Okay.
This shit look
movie's
fire.
We're gonna review Widows whenever that comes
Widows.
out. Where does that take us to?
I think it takes us to the main event.
Ding, ding,
Wait,
ding,
did you see Mudbound?
ding, ding. I didn't get to finish it.
Okay, so we'll wait on Mudbound.
Okay, Mudbound. will
But let's
work
take it to the main event. Speaking of
Okay.
Mudbound, today's episode
on. Yes.
is about Superfly.
Superfly.
Superfly, the new Superfly
Yes.
versus the old Superfly. Now, the new Superfly, directed by Little X.
Yes.
I
Direct
forgot
X.
the writer's name.
Right.
Director X, sorry. Not Little X no more.
Yeah.
Fuck that little shit. Director X.
Yes.
Boom. Versus the old Superfly, directed by Gordon Parks. The great
Yes.
Gordon Parks. The great photographer, Gordon Parks.
Starring Ron O'Neal.
Ron O'Neal.
Yes.
The new Superfly. Star Aaron Jackson,
Trevor Jackson.
Trevor Jackson,
Jackson.
Jason Mitchell.
Yes. Yes. Honestly, it was really good.
Wasn't it?
Man,
Disclaimer, I came into this warning. I was like, yo, I don't know if he's going to hit these buttons.
right.
I don't know if he's going to hit these buttons. I don't know if you should mess with something that's so culturally important.
Right.
The Rolls Royce, that whole feel, everything.
Did you wonder if was the screen too big for him? That's what I was worried about. Like, is the screen too big for you? Like, are you only meant for TV and
Yeah,
to
like, so you
excel
did the
on
BET
TV?
movie first?
Right. So, I mean, well, I already told you, you got to watch Blazing Sands. Blazing Sands, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Burning Sands.
Okay. So
On
we talking about
Netflix.
Trevor. We
Yes,
talking about Trevor.
Burning Sands, if anybody wants to go see it.
On Netflix.
Plays a college freshman, joining a fraternity. It is a really good movie.
I haven't seen it yet.
Really
so
good Netflix original. But yeah.
We love him on Grownish.
You'll love him on Grownish, obviously. So,
But he doesn't carry Grownish.
No.
Because it's not about him carrying
Right.
Grownish. He's a player.
He is Dwayne Wayne of Grownish. you know?
Absolutely. He's Dwayne Wayne.
The lead male, basically.
Yep.
You know? So I like his character.
He's definitely fun.
He's versatile.
He's
yeah. I didn't expect that. I'll put it that way.
I didn't know if I was going to believe that he would be any type of drug dealer.
Right.
But I believed it. Once I sat in the movie, once I got into it, I believed that he had this system.
Right.
I believed it. It made sense to me.
I feel that the story played well. And I mean, like, I understand that a lot of people nowadays are expecting certain types of movies.
Yeah.
They're expecting a certain flow, a certain way that movies are being made today, and I'm glad that I didn't get that. For this, I'm glad that, like I said, I kind of felt like I was taken back into the '90s, 2000s action movie.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Did you feel a little Miami Vice in the visuals of the movie?
I was car chasings, fight
Yes.
scenes. I was just like, all right, I I like the cuts, slow
And not
mo,
the original Miami Vice. We're talking about the
old
Michael Mann
school.
movie,
Right,
Miami Vice.
right. So I kind of like that. It was very different. I didn't just want to go and have this typical stunts that
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh, CGI and
Yeah.
just be. No, they had legit stunts,
Yes.
car chase scene. I was like, oh, they
Yes.
did a legit car
Yes.
chase scene. Okay.
Yes.
The fight scenes, and it was very simple. They didn't have to do some over choreographed fight scene where it
No.
was like a dozen moves.
No.
And
Did you
but,
believe when he dodged the bullet, when he got out the way of the bullet?
no, it was Superfly though.
It was super fun.
That was like my biggest thing was that as much as people have tried to down it, I feel like it was perfect because a lot of people you ask today haven't like they can't relate to Superfly from '72,
Yeah,
so
yeah,
they
yeah.
can't be like, oh yeah, I remember seeing that, or it'd be like,
That's true.
And I
This
feel
is
like,
a new beginning for most people.
right. So watching that movie then during those movies,
Yeah.
that dodging a bullet was normal. Like,
Yeah.
oh, only Superfly could do that. You know what I mean? And it's
Plus, if it was like 2008, they would have had like the bullet travel.
Yeah.
You'd have seen the CG.
It's spinning.
They didn't do that. He just let that go.
His hair flew in the wind.
Yeah. And the shot was dope with the
Right.
white gun. The angles was fantastic.
But I honestly, he carried for me. He carried it.
He did.
He did it.
More than
Gorgeous.
Jason. More than Jason Mitchell.
Jason Mitchell was good.
He was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, he was. It had the right amount of comedy.
Yeah.
He had the points where you could
Yes.
good
Yes.
laughter,
You're right.
good one-liners.
Yes.
Michael Williams is in the movie. He did
Ooh.
great pickup. Alias, I forgot his last name. Spanish dude, La Bamba, older brother, always in these Spanish roles. He plays a cartel older brother.
Yep.
Pretty phenomenal. So I mean, like they got veterans where they needed them.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? So
What did we think about Big Boy playing the mayor?
hilarious.
He was good, yo.
Really good.
He was good.
But I always think he's a good actor. I think, you're gonna give someone who's capable of reading lines and can act a certain way,
Yeah, yeah.
certain roles, and he's very good at doing that. It's not like he had to do 80 minutes of the movie. You know what I mean? So his spots were perfect.
Yes.
You know, they got a couple.
He played the creep very well.
Yes.
A swindler.
They picked up had a couple certain celebrities in the movie, so that was pretty phenomenal.
Yeah.
Seeing Rick Ross,
Rick Roll.
the
Oh,
boss.
He called somebody fat.
Yeah, yo, that Jason Mitchell lines right there, that was hilarious. I wanted to see these two fat boys wrestle in their good clothes.
The dude from the other show that we watch. I don't know his name. He was in the show with Show on Showtime. White Famous.
Yeah, yep. The fat dude, I forgot
What's
his
his?
name.
We'll find
Go
out.
ahead, look it up. Yes.
He was
Chunk.
good.
Yes. When I first saw him, I was like, yo, okay, getting some roles. And he's pretty good too. Also, the dude from Blackish, who plays Anthony Anderson's assistant. He was in the beginning.
Oh, yeah.
The dreads. Yeah. Which I couldn't believe that. That's probably the only thing I couldn't believe about the whole movie was his dreads, and him being a rapper. But Chunk from White Famous, which White Famous is also a good show if anybody wants to see on Showtime.
Why they don't even have him in
Are you serious?
in like the
He's
picture lineup.
Gotta be.
Oh yeah, Lecrae was in it. Lecrae was singing on He was on the stage.
Lecrae Wilson.
Lecrae, the artist,
Okay.
the rapper Lecrae.
All right.
No, that's not his name. But I'm saying Lecrae, the artist, was in it.
Oh.
But I'm trying to find the dude's name because they don't have him on IMDb. They have like the first list of people with
Let me help you
pictures
out.
and shit.
Let me help you out. Let me show you how this.
Oh, here we go. Jacob Ming Trent. He has a hyphen in his name.
Really?
Yes. Fat Freddy. Jacob was good. Jacob was good.
Oh, Jacob Ming Trent.
Yes.
You think he's Asian? The last name.
Ming is
I don't know.
throwing me off. I had no idea.
His name is Jacob Ming Trent. So
Apparently
I'm with
he
it.
is.
Don't worry, we're gonna tag him. So hopefully, he can.
Oh
help
wow,
us out
Lil
with
X
that.
was going with the diversity. He had a Ming.
Man, I couldn't even spell his name right just now looking for him. But yes, definitely loved him in the role.
Yes.
Not gonna give too much spoilers, but he did his thing
He definitely did his
until
thing.
he couldn't do it anymore.
He couldn't do it anymore. I mean, if you've seen the original Superfly, you know what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's a whole song about what happens to Freddy.
Right. So, he's done Broadway. Really?
So, what do we think about the full plot? The plot. How did that work?
The thing that I liked is they stayed true to the script.
They
It
did
wasn't.
stay very true.
There's so many remakes now that don't fit today's day and
Yeah.
age. So it's like they have to either be rewritten or redone, and to a degree that it doesn't even resemble what the original script
Yep.
was. And I feel like this is one of the biggest problems where people who are downing the movie, where they expected some grand action drama movie where
It was good though.
I
Actually,
thought it was phenomenal the way that it was like I said earlier, for someone's first project. This was really good,
really good.
really good.
Really good.
Take your favorite director, and go look at his first movie.
Yeah.
and you tell me if you're watching that movie.
Not as entertaining.
Right. So
Almost none of them are this entertaining. I was listening to him talk about how they wrote the movie, and he said we were making a recreation. So he said, let's get all the important plot points, who the characters were and who they were to each individual, what ultimately happens at the end, how the things flow. So let's make sure all those things are there, and then we put in whatever we want to put in from there. The movie ended up being very entertaining on that regard. Right. I feel like they did justice to the Superfly franchise, if this is a franchise.
well, I mean, I hope it continues. It makes
I think they opened it up for a part 2,
right
obviously.
for him to return.
I hope they do it though.
Right.
I hope they do it because it was fun. It was fun. And Jason Mitchell, so
Yes.
he was talking about his performance. He said that he felt, looking at the height of Trevor Jackson and his height, he felt he should go like the Joe Pesci route, and I felt that through the whole
Yes.
performance,
And now that you said it, yes,
especially him on the craps table.
yeah,
It was very good, fellas. It was
Yes.
It was very it was just good.
How did you feel about Jennifer Morrison,
Which one is that? Which one?
the police officer?
She's good.
Yeah,
Both of the police officers good.
What was the last thing she was in? Once Upon a Time. Is that what she's on right now?
Yeah.
Is she still on that? I mean, I don't watch Once Upon a Time, but I know that I'm almost certain that
Yeah.
she's been.
Was that on ABC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So her playing the cop was.
She was good.
Really good.
She was good.
I mean, honestly, I didn't look at the cast. I didn't do any of that.
I didn't know she was in it.
So exactly, I didn't know that she was in it. So when I saw, it, I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
all right, this may be a little different.
Yep.
I like that like I said, they brought some veterans exactly where they needed them.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
That was another good pickup. How did you feel about the two leading ladies?
They were good.
Lex Scott Davis, who played Georgia, and Andrea Londo.
I felt like they were interesting picks for this reason, because they could have totally gone with some IG models,
Right.
but they didn't go with IG models. I felt like both of the young ladies held down the performance, and you could tell who their character was, where they fit. you knew that the Spanish shorty was like the ride or die. She was like the second. You could tell she was the second.
Right.
But the other shorty was his bottom.
Right.
You could tell that, and it just totally told. First of all, that was super fly. That he had two shorties from the beginning.
Yeah.
That was like super fly.
Speaking, I'm just, I'm looking at it right now. So, I'm doing all
Yeah.
the investigation because when I don't know actors or actresses, I need to know what they've been in, where do
Yeah.
I remember them from.
Yep.
Well, Lex Scott Davis, who played Georgia, played Tony Braxton in
Really?
Break My Heart movie.
I have not seen that.
Almost certain that it was on BT or Lifetime, one of those. But, CBS drama series.
Really?
No. She was on Training Day, the TV show.
Okay.
All right. And she's in the first Purge, which comes out this month or next month.
Excited.
Yeah.
I'm
to
excited
see
about
it
the
too.
first Purge. I like the dude. That's the dude from Insecure. It's Daniel.
Yes.
Daniel. So the writer of this new Superfly, he did Sucker Free City,
Okay.
which is a TV movie directed by Spike Lee,
Yes.
starring Anthony Mackie.
Oh.
Yeah, that wasn't too bad. That was in 2004. He wrote the screenplay for The Watchmen,
Nice. Nice.
Tale of the Black Firefighter. I've never seen that.
no.
Then it's Superfly, which is 9 years later. And then apparently he did the earliest screenplay for The New Crow.
Okay.
Because a lot of those
Is that
big
the one
movies,
that
they
wasn't-
go through different people.
Right. But that's what I was going to say. That's the one that wasn't. He did the first one? I think.
This one that's coming out.
Okay, so the one with Jason Momoa. Which I can't wait for also.
It's going to be good. I think it's going to be good. As long as they keep it dark. You got to keep it dark.
Right. So, this is my thing. Are we still talking about Superfly?
Yeah, we still talking about Superfly.
Okay. So, this is my thing. I'm kind of big on actors or actresses, if you haven't noticed. I kind of like to follow their projects and see what, I guess, what motivates them to pick certain projects,
Yeah.
what gets them up there, and
Yeah.
whether I'm willing to follow it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I'm hoping that this picks up and we can see where is he going to struggle? Is he going to just grab at anything that happens, or is he going to be focused on like only
Gotcha.
projects that he wants?
Gotcha.
So
For Trevor.
yeah, Trevor. But I mean, after this,
He does R&B also.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a singer. He's got a couple of videos out on YouTube. They're cool.
All right.
He's not bad at all.
Gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Better than Superfly.
the R&B game hasn't been great.
No,
for a while.
It's not good for many people.
I mean, we're in 2018. I think it's been like 3 people strong for like the last 8 years.
Whose R&B albums are we talking about? Nobody's.
Chris Breezy.
That's a
only
double
person
album. I didn't listen to it. 48 songs.
It
I
was
couldn't.
48 songs?
Like 48
Because I
songs,
just said,
something like
I didn't listen to it because I just said it was 48 songs.
Definitely
we know
didn't.
I didn't listen to it.
That's just too
There
much.
is but so much love making you can do.
Right. Oh, speaking of lovemaking, sex
hey.
scene is Superfly. Woo, steamy.
It was very Superfly.
Fellas.
Don't go see it with your girl because she's going to tell you don't get any ideas.
Yeah, at least if you go see it, act like you don't approve of it.
Yeah. How could he?
Make a couple of sounds like, ugh. Ugh. Keep watching. But say, yuck.
Just don't have any add-ons.
No,
Any
add-ons.
Adonises.
But, okay.
Go ahead.
Climax of the movie.
Okay.
Coming up in the crib.
Yeah. Yo. Okay. So, shootout.
Good.
Good. Car chasing.
Good.
Good.
Location was very interesting. Park. I didn't see that. I don't know if I've seen that before.
I'm gonna tell you right now. I gotta go to the A, baby. I gotta go see what the A looked like because they were through that car chase scene. I was like, all right, the hood. I was like, oh, okay, nice neighborhood. I was like, okay, right by the okay. So I mean,
Good chase.
I was like, I didn't stay till the end, so I don't know if Georgia Productions had anything to do with it, or whoever. It seems that they do everything, or they put that Georgia peach on everything since like The
I say
Walking
to the
Dead.
end. It's there.
Is there? Are you
Yeah.
serious?
Yeah.
Yo,
Because like I mean like a lot of movies are being done there
yeah.
now. So
So
it's like a huge thing, and I'm pretty sure like they understand the mathematics of bringing cinema
right.
there
Well, I
because
mean,
it's just
we got a lot of stuff coming here now too, since they lowered the taxes or something like that.
Yeah.
It was something ridiculous. So
yeah. And
Boston movies
they
coming
can make
to a
us look
theater
like New
near you.
York or
Yeah, exactly.
so many different places.
But yeah, I mean, honestly, I liked it. So I mean,
It was good.
how many cannonballs are you giving it?
Cannonballs.
Hey,
Okay, so out of 5.
out of 5.
All right, so we got to break it down.
Yeah.
Script, very good. And if you look at the script art, everything was in, all the things were in the places.
Right.
And it was right. And as I'm watching the movie, I wasn't able to keep time. As in, like, it didn't feel like I was like, okay, when
You're
is
in
this
part
gonna?
one,
No, it was good.
going
Everything
to
was
act two.
flowing.
Is this
Everything
act three?
was
Yeah.
flowing, and the movie was just sailing on by. So if I lose time in the movie, that's great.
Right.
Visually, it was fantastic.
Yes.
It was fun. It was exactly what I want to see. It had a ton of style.
Right.
Ton of style. Great opening scene. Great looking strip club.
Right.
Fantastic. So good directing, good acting, good script. Damn it, out of 5, I'm gonna give it a 4.5.
Oh wow.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5 cannonballs. Boot, 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 boot.
Yo, that's
That was the half. Wait, so let me count it again. Boot, 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 boot. Bing. That's a 4.5.
all right. 4.5. That's a lot.
I'm gonna give it a 4.5. You know why I'm gonna give it a 4.5?
Go ahead.
It's because like I don't want to scale it as if like 5 means Citizen Kane. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like I don't. The 5 doesn't mean The Shining or anything Stanley Kubrick has done. 5 just means like when you put all these pieces together, the script was good,
Right.
direction was good,
Right.
performances were really good. Not one bad performance.
Right.
Not one bad performance. I gotta get it up there.
All right.
I gotta get it up there.
Okay.
Now, I'm not going to give it a 5 because I want the whole plot twist towards the end. I knew it was going to come back. Like I
Right.
did, because it's a movie.
Right.
So like, if I'm still able to telegraph a little bit, you didn't throw me all the way off.
Right.
So now I can't give you the 5.
Right.
But let me give it a 4.5. Why? Because this is first film. First film with a major budget. This is a lot to undertake.
So
It's a 5 for director X.
so you're grading on a curve.
It's a curve.
Yeah, you grade.
It may be a curve.
That's how I felt. Look. So this is my thing. I feel like in every single
the loose
category,
cannon curve.
The loose cannon curve. I like that. For every category that you gave it out, I feel like it's good. The script is good. The direction is good. The cinematography is good. The acting and the performances are really good.
Yes.
And my biggest thing about it is that, like I said, I feel like in every stage and section of action movies,
Yeah.
dramas, this hits all cylinders.
Yeah.
But as far as today's day and age, and because people have short memory spans,
Yeah.
so that all they're thinking about is the top product, period.
Yeah.
They don't care that this is his first project.
True.
They don't care about
True.
So
They don't even know who it is.
Right. They don't know who Director X is. So on that scale, it is not the crispest. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not the top quality at every level.
Yeah.
But that's why I was just like, yo, it is good or really good at
Yeah.
every level. For me personally.
Yeah.
For me personally, I agree with you. Like if it was just me and I was like, I'm taking everything into consideration, this is a 4.5 for me.
Yeah.
But because people aren't thinking like that, it is not a lot of CGI.
Yeah.
Like I think the only thing that I really remember right now being CGI is the flames. Like,
Yeah, and
other
his baby hair.
Oh, his baby! I can't stand you. His hair is his stylist is phenomenal.
His
Whoever-
style is phenomenal. This shit is
Yo,
so
him
Just let your
him
soul
putting
glow.
just like in Superfly, him putting his hair back in
Yep.
the fight scenes,
Yep.
every punch or so.
Yep.
I was like, all right, he got this. But for me, like on that scale, as far as people who may want to go see it, it's a 3.5.
Okay.
3.5 cannonballs. You want to do it for me?
Boo, boo, boo.
So yeah, so I have it at a 3.5 for the regular scale. This,
Yeah.
that, and the other. For me personally, I enjoyed it. If you enjoyed the old Superfly and sexploitation movies,
Yeah.
this can definitely be a genre that it creates itself.
Yeah.
That's what I like.
For sure. For sure. I could definitely go for another movie.
Yeah, I can go for these types of movies. Period.
Yes.
Right.
It's just adventure.
Right.
It's just adventure. These are the characters. This is the situation they in. Let's see.
So now I'm just waiting for like I don't know, Tiffany Haddish playing Pam Greer's whatchamacallit. Yeah.
What's that jail movie? There's a jail movie that came out, like black exploitation
Playing
time.
Foxy Brown, huh?
There's a jail movie around that time. Like it was like women in jail.
Oh,
I don't know if we could do that anymore in the Me Too era.
definitely not.
That'd be a little too much.
But I mean, like, I'll put it for the resurgence of like black black exploitation movies. This is doing more justice than Black Dynamite. just
Which wasn't bad. It really wasn't.
It wasn't bad. It's just it is definitely, this is more the angle I would have went.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. It's done in Atlanta.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people of color worked on the set. You got people of color who are in the director's chair.
Right.
You got main characters who are people of color. And in my theater,
Shout out to Joe Silver for
Joe Silver,
producing that.
yo,
Yo.
in my theater, there was people, all kinds of people.
Yeah.
I came out the car. There was a white couple. And he was talking about some movie. I don't know if she really wanted to go see Superfly, but he got her to go see it, and they enjoyed it. So it's like, it's not, the story wasn't about their color.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't even know, the story didn't even touch on, they were just black because they were in Atlanta, which I like. You know, it's like they just were.
A storyline that could work anywhere. Basically. Yeah.
Anywhere. And it just was good.
Don't worry, I sat next to an old white guy. So
And did he enjoy it?
Yeah. I'm almost certain that he watched it probably because he loved Superfly.
Did you turn over and say, "Sir, were you able to catch the cultural references?"
I'm gonna tell you right now, he probably knew the cultural references better than me. If
He was
seen
walking
the first
"See, they
one.
won't come meet, baby. That was his ringtone.
Yeah, and then like 2 seats down on my right was an old black guy. So I was like,
See what I'm saying?
we are in here.
Exactly.
We are in here.
Exactly.
You know?
It was just good. It was.
And that's what I like.
Would you tell people to go see it?
Of course, without a shadow
Go
of a
see
doubt.
it. Go have fun.
I'm gonna tell you right now, almost anything that's a 1.5 on our cannonball scale,
You should just go check it out.
because just like I told you,
We'll tell you if it's trash.
what my rating is may not be your rating, but
Yeah.
go see it, support the industry,
Yes.
and tell me what you think about it.
Absolutely.
Hashtag us, at me, I dare you, at me. Tell me that my pick was wrong.
So, what does this movie mean for the industry with people of color and representation in Hollywood and movies and shows and getting these opportunities?
All right, so my biggest thing is the only way that black movies can be made is with black people. So
Yeah.
and the industry is always turning over, but the one part of our industry where there's the biggest gaps are young minorities. So I mean, it's tough because 10 years ago maybe we were like, oh, these upcoming black actors, and most of them are like 40 almost.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, how is that an upcoming black actor?
No.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We was in the day and age where when Tay Diggs was coming out, or
Yeah.
trying to think of half of
Sanaa
these guys.
Lathan,
So, yeah,
Omar Epps.
most of these people were in their 30s. Like,
Yeah, Donald Faison.
so seeing someone like Trevor Jackson who's young,
Yeah,
or seeing someone like
young. He's really young. He's
yeah.
like 23, maybe.
Exactly, someone so young getting the star role.
Star.
You know, like we're going
You're
to
carrying
dive,
this film.
right? Or Michael B. Jordan, like you know, but that's the whole thing. Like Michael B. Jordan's been in it since day numero
Yes.
uno.
Yes.
You know,
Wallace.
or Chadwick Boseman has been in for how long? You know, like but now
He's 40.
Yeah,
Chadwick Boseman.
exactly. That's the
He's
point.
40. See, the thing is, like, people be looking so young,
Right.
but they be up there. He's 40.
40, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing. Like,
But he could have a whole nother 40 years.
right.
Look at Morgan Freeman.
Exactly.
You know.
So that's why I'm kind of looking forward to seeing Black Klansman.
Yeah. Ooh, Denzel's son.
Who's Denzel's son? Are we ready for the next one?
What's the dude name?
Which one?
Adam Driver.
Adam Driver. Yes. Kylo Ren. We ready?
You know, I want to say Kylo Ren is my reference for Adam Driver, but it's girls.
Yeah.
I love girls. I'm sorry, Lita Dunham. I love you.
Did you see Lucky Logan? Speaking about Adam Driver. Just
No, I
offhand.
know it's with him and
Channing Tatum.
yes, and what's
Daniel
James
Craig.
Bond? Yeah,
Easily Channing Tatum's best
Yeah?
role. I mean, unless you're gonna count Magic Mike.
okay.
So I mean, for guys, we're gonna say that.
We're
he's-
gonna act like we see Magic Mike.
I mean, unless you're gonna say step up.
yeah, to the streets.
To the streets. No, but for him finally acting, like, I mean, we're gonna get into this later, but you know, I have a thing about actors actually acting and not just being themselves in a role. Yeah,
Yep.
we gonna go over this later though.
Boom. Representation in Hollywood. So we have a lot of new shows out. We have Insecure, Atlanta. You got Power. You got Blackish. You got Grownish. You got Marlon.
Yeah,
Carmichael's is over.
Did you say Empire?
Empire, Star, couple of others. What does this mean? Are we looking good?
Well, the one thing that you did say a minute ago was us being older but looking younger.
Yeah.
I mean, Marlon Wayans is 50 years old, and he's looking
No, he's not. He's 50.
old.
That's crazy.
Anthony Anderson is 54.
Anthony Anderson is up there. We've been watching Anthony Anderson
Just
for a while.
married a 20-something-year-old last year or 2 years ago.
Really good.
But the whole thing is that obviously if we can play younger roles, then
Yeah.
it kind of works out. So if that's the whole thing with Trevor Jackson. If you're getting in at 23, imagine what you're going to look like at 40. Because the whole thing is that maybe you're Will Smith at 6 Degrees of Separation.
Ooh.
Maybe, you know, you're coming in.
Yeah.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air at 20
Trevor
years
Jackson
old, you know?
is like, I would pay at this moment to see him do Independence Day.
Yes.
Not the other dude. I don't even remember his name.
That's what I was going to say. They should have used him.
They should have used Trevor
to
Jackson
do the sequel of Independence Day because he kind of looks like one.
And he can. We see he can.
Right.
He can carry a movie now.
But I was going to say that other kid plays his stepson, right? The one that, or does he play it? I don't know. I can't even remember.
Yes,
Independence Day,
it was
too.
bad. It was
that
bad.
good. I was wondering if he was playing Vivica A. Fox's son. Remember?
I thought he was playing Vivica A. Fox.
Right.
Oh,
But that
because
was-
she already had a kid.
right,
You're right.
but that wasn't Will's kid.
Yeah, you're right.
Right. I mean, he only pulled him along for Fresh Prince, so
So boom.
the representation is getting better.
It's getting
I'll
better.
Put it that way. I mean, people are always wondering, are we ever going to be equal? And I mean, we're not. Like,
No.
And it's not a thing about like being equal. We're as long as we are proportioned.
Yeah.
That is what we need.
Yeah.
And the whole thing
Opportunities to the great creators.
is right. And the whole thing with that is that when we are actually put out into the market, we need the dollars to be proportionate. also.
Absolutely, the marketing dollars.
So the whole thing is that if we can get it's not a thing about like, oh, because I know that a lot of people are gonna always go, oh, well, we need more blacks to go to these movies. That's not really the case. I feel personally, I feel
I
like
go.
if we make movies, if if it's gonna be a race thing, and if whites are making movies for us, are
Yeah.
making movies in general,
Yeah.
and our 17% proportion is represented at their movies,
Yeah.
we need their 50 to 60%
To be
proportion at our movies.
exactly. Because it's not just about our community only doing this. Because
Right.
at the end of the day, I'm bumping super bad.
Right.
At the end of the day, I'm fucking with Judd Apatow.
Right.
I'm everything, everything, even the Netflix stuff. Like hands down, I'm messing with Lena Dunham. I'm watching Smilf on Showtime. Like I'm watching Big Bang Theory. Like
Right.
I wasn't a Big Bang Theory person at the beginning, but I watch it when it's on, like when it's in full. I'm watching everything that's not necessarily has a character that looks like me
Right.
or behaves like me because it's good content. It's still just good.
Right.
So it's like, boom, when Tyler Perry comes out, sure, go watch Acrimony.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yes.
Go watch Acrimony. Like we all should just be enjoying
The art.
the art.
Right.
The art. But the one thing that I do want to recognize is like when people of color are in good stuff, it's generally written and directed by people of color.
Right.
Because I think we have a respect for the fact that we are a wide net of type of people and come from all different. Like if you look at Insecure, you see the difference in the black girl image.
Right.
You can see the difference in the black guy image in Atlanta. So you have all of that. So these stories aren't just telling the juices and in all those era movies over again, the struggle and all different. It looks different. So like when it comes from that perspective, I think that's when we win. I feel like this is almost like a new golden age, but it's happening on television and not in movies. We're moving into that time of the Wood, Brown Sugar, Love and Basketball, and all those people obviously directly affected all of the creatives now.
Right.
But we're having a new era. I think we're having a good new era of good content, and I just hope that the world is absorbing it as not just like black content.
Right.
Just because Issa Rae is black, like that's not a black show.
Right.
Like it doesn't, because we don't call them, white. Big Bang Theory isn't a white show. Like
Right.
it's a
It's
show
just a
about
show.
MIT geeks.
Right.
Like it doesn't even matter what color they are. Like they're MIT geeks.
You know what I like? This is what I was referencing earlier was the fact that there's enough white shows, so quote unquote.
Yeah.
But for the fact that they can be represented in different ways.
Different ways.
And that's the whole thing where it's like now we have Insecure in Atlanta where it's just like they're not the same people.
No.
They're not the same characters.
No.
They're not portrayed the same way.
Yes.
It's not like in the same year we're gonna have New Jack City and Boys in the Hood and be like, oh, this is the only references that we have.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's just like we need to be portrayed as normal also.
People.
Exactly.
People.
We just
Flawed.
we have our own mistakes, our own,
Yes.
but the whole thing is that our own mistakes are the same mistakes that everyone makes.
Yes.
Where you can look at Sex in the City and then go look at Insecure and be like, oh, 4 women together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's very connected. Like you should be able to see Insecure and Girls in the same world.
Right.
It's this New York, LA, white, whatever. But these are group of friends.
Right.
How are women handling their situation with dating and in this world? Like, those are, how do I connect with girls? I'm not Hannah Horvath,
Right.
but I put myself into this world and I'm just absorbing it and just enjoying the jokes, enjoying the content. And I just like what you hit was like really important. It's not just about people of color going out, because we already do.
Right.
That's how they are still around. Like we're early adopters.
Right.
But it's about everybody else opening up and saying, just because my color is not on the screen or this is considered like, full of minorities, you can connect with that also.
Right.
You know, it's content for everybody.
So I have a question for you.
Shoot.
How do you feel about Michael B. Jordan saying that he's not looking for black roles?
I put that in the same category as how people had misinterpreted what Kanye West was saying.
Okay.
I totally understand what Michael B. Jordan is saying if I was in his position. And I think that there's tons of, if Michael B. Jordan was a woman and said, I'm not just looking for roles that was written for women,
Right.
people would totally clearly understand that.
Right.
And I'm not like some anti-feminist. Like, that's not even where I'm going with it. I'm just saying, like, especially in this era, people would understand because they see how women are marginalized and put in a certain place in this world of entertainment, that sometimes you just have to take over these roles that were generally written for men and just make it a woman's role. And that's happened.
It's
You know.
like Angelina Jolie getting the role of Salt.
Exactly. So it's like, and is Salt better with the man? Like, no. So it's like she obviously had the right inclination. So sometimes it's like we're writing the people are writing these characters with people in mind, but it's just about really getting the emotion of the character across. And as long as you get the emotion of the character across, it's right. It doesn't even matter, and it makes sense now that I look at some of his choices, especially with Fahrenheit 451. I didn't see it yet, but I'm gonna watch it.
Check it out.
And the movie he did with Zac Efron and Miles Teller, the dude from Whiplash.
Yeah.
It was fun.
remember the name.
And I could see how that could have easily not been Michael B. Jordan. I could see how they would have went
And
after
Chronicle.
in Chronicle. That was totally not supposed to be a black dude. It was like a Jewish name or something like that. So it's like he's making the right moves because he's like, I'm just going to be a person, and it's a black person just because of my skin color. That's it.
Right.
It has nothing to do with the writing. You know what I mean? Because if they written some of these things for a black person, they might have gone the stereotypical route of, oh, he's the kid from Crenshaw. You know, like he doesn't have to be that. He could just be a regular kid. Let's just get this point across. How is it going to work?
My big thing is I always tell people, color or not, you need to break down barriers. You need to break down these barriers no matter what it is. You need to break down the walls that you have mentally, and people don't normally see them. Like, obviously, when you're accustomed to something or you're brought up a certain way, I always tell people the first thing I normally do is smile because they're not expecting that. You know, like if I feel like everybody smiles, you know, and if you say hi or you greet somebody, but you know, you have some people who are just like, oh, why am I going to say hi to them? Because you're making the effort. Like you, if you want change, you're going to have to make the effort. You know what I mean? And the amount of times that I'll get into a conversation and, you know, I can tell that it throws people off because they don't expect it because they're not accustomed to it. But if the whole thing is that if I can have a conversation and change someone's mind, at the end of the day, they may have 5 more conversations. Even if it's just 5 more conversations in their lifetime, that's 5 more conversations they would have never had. It's the idea that I could have changed their mind for the future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you're able to do a movie, and everyone goes to see that movie, and they go, "Wow, he's a really good actor."
He's a really good actor.
And it's not like, "Oh, wow, he's a good actor. He's a good black actor."
Yeah,
it's
no.
I'm actually going to go see that other movie that he's going to do. And I feel like that's one of the reasons why his role as Creed is so phenomenal, because it's a Sylvester Stallone movie. So you know a lot of people are going to go see it.
Stallone movie.
And a lot of people are...
That's breaking barriers.
Right. And right now, a lot of people are opening their eyes and they're like, wow, this guy, he's
That's
good.
not the Black Rocky.
Right.
This is still Rocky because it's in the universe.
Right.
It's in the universe.
So you're having so many people come see you for this obviously icon, and they're open their eyes and be like, wow, like this Michael B. Jordan is pretty good. Like, what else has he done?
What else has he done?
what is he coming out in? You know,
Yep.
and then now it's like,
Yep.
oh well,
Yeah.
we could actually support this guy.
Yes. Yes.
So when he said that, I understood exactly what he said.
Yeah.
Same thing. It's like there's no knock on him not doing black, like, and it's not about not doing black
No.
movies. It's about I'm looking for roles without color.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if it's a black role, it's a black role.
Yeah.
And if I love it, I love it.
That's it.
But I'm looking for roles where it's not because I'm black.
Yes.
You know what I
Yes.
mean?
We need a black guy in this
So
to tell the black experience
Right.
in this situation.
we need, and this is the other thing, like whether it's a supporting role, a lead role, every role that we have minorities in desensitizes the idea that you can be in an atmosphere with somebody else of color. You know what I mean? So it's like if these movies are blockbusters and it's in the middle of Wichita, Kansas, and nobody black lives in town, they're watching a movie and they can be like, oh, like they can live together.
Yeah, this is
So
a-
that means
this
that
is a guy.
if someone moves here who's black, we'll be okay with it.
be
That's
all
kind
right.
of how I look at it.
Yeah.
Like it's like you're breaking barriers wherever you go. So
Yeah.
I can get with that.
Absolutely. Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah. You feel
Is
like
he the
he's-
next?
That's what I was just about to say. Do you feel like he's the future? I mean, he's what, mid-20s,
Okay.
late 20s?
Yes. So, I mean, if I got important roles for me, Black Panther shows that he can definitely take on a physical action role,
Yes.
especially when it's directed well.
Yes.
Fruitvale Station showed me that he could be emotional.
He's got the chops.
He's got the fucking chops. Because I was in that shit.
Yes.
Very emotional. Creed shows me that he can still tell a story and be physical at the same time, which is very, very difficult.
Versatile.
Very, very difficult. This is the buddings of a star.
Right.
Of a star.
He's got the look.
Now it's about what he does from here. What big movies is he going to do from here? What content? I think he's going to have to make, I think he's literally going to have to produce it himself. But what he does from here is very, very important.
You're looking for his pursuit of happiness?
He's got to give me that. He's got to
He's
give
gotta
it to
have
me.
that artistic role.
He's got to give it to me. Period piece, Michael B. Jordan. I don't know. Can he play any historic character? That's kind of like the rite of passage.
Right.
Like everybody's kind of done it at a certain point in their career. So who could he play? I don't know. They try to give everything to Chadwick Boseman right now.
I mean, he plays every historic black person ever.
But it's like, so, but he's good and he's charming and he's good looking.
Right.
Like, he's a star. He's a star. He's a star.
Right. I'm trying to think of a role that he can play, or what can he do? What can he do that
Revival of Othello. So we can wipe Mekhi Phifer's Othello. You remember O? We gotta wipe that shit up under the rug.
redoing a Greek?
Shakespeare.
No, I would do something along the lines of Homer, Oedipus. Like,
Ooh,
if he
okay.
played a role that was literally remade, something maybe even similar to how they did the New Age version of Romeo and Juliet for Leo.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes. One of my favorite movies of all time.
Right. And I can see him pulling something out. But then again, I feel like that's a tough thing too, because it shows our lack of originality.
Yeah.
Also. So, and I'm
Very true.
I'm tough on that sometimes. So
Like, what else is going to come out that you can? I guess, I mean, there's always original stuff to come out.
all right.
There's
Well,
always
I'm
original.
going to nominate him to do the remake of Seven, playing the Brad Pitt
Oh,
role.
what's in the fucking box?
What's in the box?
With the Crenshaw accent?
Yeah.
What's in the fucking box?
All right, so now we got to get some maturing older white gentleman to play the Morgan Freeman supporting actor role.
Vince Vaughn.
No.
No. Okay. Sorry. He's trying to do serious stuff again.
Well, you mean after getting locked up last month?
He got locked up.
DUI?
Oh,
I think
well, it's Hollywood shit, right?
I don't know. He had an Amazon movie this year, last year.
Caitlyn Jenner killed somebody, and that's like
So
swept
did
under the rug.
Brandy, for that matter. But
Brandy did kill somebody.
God dang.
Damn. That body's mine.
I mean, they all know what's in the box. Jesus. Anyways, no. I could do this. All right, let's move on.
Yep.
I'll tell you who the pick is at some point.
Okay. So we're still in the black exploitation world.
Right.
Boom. We've already worked. Boom. So when black exploitation happened, one of the reasons for the industry was because of people of color weren't in any of the other movies,
Right.
in the mainstream movies. So they end up making an industry of their own.
Right.
You know, we get Blackula, we got Sweetback, we got all these different. We got Foxy Brown, we got Dolomite, we got the Mac, tons and tons of movies. As Hollywood started to be integrated, do you think integration ended up being good or detrimental for the black voice in Hollywood?
Actually, now that you said it, I never really thought about it, because now will Hollywood swallow up all the good black actors and actresses and not leave a voice to actually do some movies? I mean, it could be good in a way, as long as they like pull out all the Tyler Perry movies first.
Yeah.
But no, let me stop. It could be really good because it's not just, if you're pulling out black actors and actresses, you're also pulling out black writers and directors. Yeah. So hopefully it's having a voice to. The thing about streaming is becoming, the obviously the film version of music streaming.
Yes.
So you didn't have to go to a label to get a music deal done.
Yeah.
Now you don't really have to go to the big production company to get a movie done.
Very true.
I mean, ask Lee Daniels. So
Yeah.
if you got $2 million to lend me,
and you can hold it for 14 years.
Yeah, I can make a movie too. Michael B. Jordan, where you at?
Right.
But yeah, so I mean, now, like we was talking about before, now there are funding events where you can make all this stuff, you make the movie, and now you have these streams where it may be more profitable to do it on a stream site, rather than
throw it on Netflix.
Why am I gonna go throw it at the movies when
there's no point?
All they care about are downloads. Like they don't even care about anything else.
No.
Oh, the movie wasn't rated well. It got a couple million downloads. What I gotta worry about?
Plus, I mean, when you're streaming something, if you waste an hour and a half on something, it's not so bad.
Right.
But if I go to the movies, I'm kind of wasting my whole day if the movie is bad.
It's not even just wasting your day. Some people are wasting their week because that was their
time.
build up, their time,
babysitter,
the money they saved. Exactly.
Yeah.
Babysitter.
Yeah.
Paid for the movie.
Yeah.
Paid premium tickets because you went at nighttime. Paid for concessions. At the end of the day, I spent $100 and something on this sorry movie.
What I do like about this era of movies is like, you don't have to stick to the Hollywood playbook.
Right.
Because the Hollywood playbook is not always making the best movie. It's making the easily consumable movie.
Right.
So I feel like the reason why streaming is so good is because we're getting the original style of storytelling, especially in a longer format. And people are getting the budgets and they're trusting creatives
Right.
to do this. So I feel like just in general, like if HBO didn't have HBO Go, I don't know if we would have Insecure.
Right.
Because the HBO understands it's like, they need people to stick to their channel and to have a reason to subscribe. So it's not about people constantly watching Insecure
Right.
or Girls every week. It's about the fact that people are eventually going to watch and eventually come to and just say HBO has good content. Let me get HBO. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So like, I think that's opening the door for just creative stuff and stuff that's going to create a buzz, because the stuff that is like pop culture stuff doesn't necessarily create a Twitter buzz or Instagram buzz or a buzz amongst people, because everybody knows that The Incredibles came out, but cool, whatever. But did you see Superfly? That's what's going to be on Twitter.
Right.
That's what's going to have the memes. Nobody's doing the memes about The Incredibles. It may do $1 billion in the first week, but what's culturally relevant is Insecure, Atlanta, all these different things, and that's where people of color are fitting in.
Right.
Is they're creating the things that are just culturally relevant in this industry. So I mean, in general, I just feel like the outlook is high. It's big, and they're doing it and becoming very successful. Like, Black Panther did very well. Atlanta, all these things are actually doing well. Blackish, people are watching it, people are enjoying it. It's some of the best it happens to be some of the best content on. But to go back to like integration, I think that it did damper the voices, because the integration now muddled everybody together to the point of like, yeah, we're all together, right? But still, I'm only going to fund these people in these
Right.
voices in these stories. So it's taken this long to kind of climb back out. But I think the outlook overall is pretty high.
Well, I'm hoping that this leads to some more black exploitation, I guess. Like a new era.
Yeah.
But in this era, we are more inclusive instead of hoping that we're included, if that
Yes.
makes sense.
Yeah.
I feel like,
Will be the diversity.
and this is the crazy part, because you already know how I feel about Tyler Perry and his
Yeah.
movies, but this is where I feel like, obviously, the first movie that I liked that Tyler Perry did was The Family That Prays, because it became it included
Yeah.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
And it was just like, wow, this dynamic works.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I like
Not
this.
just our actors, everybody.
Exactly. And I'm hoping that they do movies like that where Hollywood goes, man, maybe we can do that.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Leader, I think Shonda Rhimes has been doing. She's been doing this for 13 years,
Yeah.
14 years. Like Grey's Anatomy. She's the head writer, the creative mind. But it's people that look like everybody.
Right.
Scandal, people that look like everybody. All of these particular shows, people that look. There's a new show, I think it's under her production company. It's the lawyer show that's on ABC. We the People.
Okay.
Very good show. People that look like everybody. They're just good performers. They look like the world of people, and they're inclusive. I think that should be, you're right, the new black exploitation, of which people of color don't just make stories for people of color.
Right.
We make the inclusive stories.
Right.
And hopefully this is going to do more, because like black and brown people are like, black people, the focus is on these creatives, but we need more representation for Asian people.
Right.
We need more representation for Latin people and their true stories, not just like, like the biopics for certain people. Or if you ask about a Latin movie, people just know Selena, different things like that. True Latin stories, true Indian people stories, like Master of None. I love Master of None.
Getting some Bollywood into our Hollywood.
More Bollywood. I want to see who's the new big Bollywood actor, who that is.
Right. And we have Happy Crazy Asians coming out. Whatever.
That looks good. That's very good.
I'm going to a premiere of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can do a review on that.
Yes.
If you'd like. I got an invite.
That movie Believer looks good too.
Believer looks good.
We gotta check that out.
All right.
We might do a review of that.
What else? But yeah, like you said, I mean, we need, because I think we was talking about it before about Mexicans in L.A. or
Yeah.
California just looking
Yeah.
like drug dealers and
Yeah.
border hoppers, and
Exactly.
more than most of the people who are in California, like they've been here for years. So
Been here.
obviously, it's not like they've been here illegally.
No.
Most of them are now citizens because
Yeah.
their parents have been here forever.
Yeah.
So obviously, they're a whole lot different than just assumed to be derogatory
Yeah.
in some sort of way, sense or form. So definitely agree that we
Yeah.
need more inclusive,
Yeah,
and
for everybody.
the more that we can make those projects and they can appeal to other demographics and other races, then when they watch it, they could be like, "Oh, this is those people."
Yeah.
Like instead of like, "Oh, TV hasn't portrayed them like this. This is what
Yeah.
we should like."
Yeah.
So I definitely understand that.
We down. Let's listen. So ultimately, more representation for everybody. We've done a lot of strides, but we need to go further.
We've gotten more writers.
We got more writers,
more
definitely.
projects. Like Regina King's deal with NBC, was it also? Regina King has a 2-year deal, I believe it is.
Really?
Yeah. So, and if no one's seen 7 Seconds on Netflix, is also pretty good. Yeah, but Regina King, I didn't realize how much of an on-hands person she is. I think she's directed a couple things, but she definitely has some sort of company, or she's. But I know that she recently had a deal. I don't know if it is up or if it's still going, but some of her projects are up there and running, so I support that.
Yeah. So we got to support more creatives of all colors. Get this content out.
Like I said, I'm just looking for a Foxy Brown movie to be remade. I mean, maybe Tiffany Haddish, she does a comedy action.
A comedy version?
Yeah. I mean, she doesn't need Kevin Hart. Let's just get her in there.
I hope
mean,
Night School is good. I just hope it's good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to be good. Because I was very critical with my wife. My wife knows how I feel about Girls Trip. I think Girls Trip was trash. Okay. And I love everybody that was in Girls Trip. I just think it was trash.
Really? I mean, honestly, I can't really say anything, but can we talk about, let's just take 5 minutes and do this since we spoke about it before a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Set It Off remake.
Yes.
Like, who would you cast?
Set It Off remake.
The original had Vivica Fox, Queen Latifah, Jada Pinkett Smith, and Jesus, what's her name? She was in Miami Vice also. That fourth chick who played Jamie Foxx's love interest in Miami Vice.
Nah, she wasn't in Miami Vice. She was in John Q.
Okay, John Q.
What's her name?
I can't remember.
It was Naomi Harris that was in Miami Vice.
Yes,
but I know why
yes,
they look alike. They look alike.
You're right.
I was watching John Q. Do something, John. Do something.
I'm gonna check who she is right
I don't know who would I cast and Set It Off remake. What you got? What you got for me?
I told you who I thought, right? All right. And this is how we merge the industries, but let's start with who I said first. I would love to see Tiffany Haddish drop the comedy, pull up the drama,
Absolutely,
and play the Queen Latifah role.
Let's do it.
Okay, that's one.
I seen her in Keanu. She could do it.
Right. I told you that I would love to see Tisha Thompson. What's her name? The one from Annihilation. The one who's in.
Tessa Thompson.
Tessa Thompson. Thank you. Tessa Thompson played the Vivica A role.
I'm with it.
Vivica A Fox role.
I'm with it.
Yeah. I would like to see Zoe Kravitz play the Jada Pinkett Smith role.
I'm down with Zoe Kravitz.
And to introduce into the big screen.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I'm going to get a lot of slack for this, but just so that she can start building a brand and we can pull people to this movie.
Yeah.
I would like to see Cardi B play
I'm with it.
The last role.
I'm totally with Cardi B. But I don't know who I would swap out.
But who?
But
Kimberly Elise.
Kimberly Elise. Janelle Monáe.
Okay.
She was phenomenal.
I can't have both. I can't have her and Tessa Thompson in the same movie.
Oh, well,
because they together. So
yeah,
that's
really
a little sloppy.
It's sloppy, but
it's good though.
It says my mind's in all kinds of places.
Yeah. F. Gary Gray directed that.
Yes.
Oh, I forgot Dr. Dre was in that too.
Who we gonna get to direct it this time?
Direct X. Why not?
Direct X can do it.
And I'm a beg.
He can do it.
I'm a beg Michael B. Jordan to be Blair Underwood.
Ooh.
Him and Zoe Kravitz right there.
Ooh.
Michael B. Jordan, if you listen.
Absolutely. First, Zoe Kravitz is really good.
Yes.
She's really good. She was really good in Good Kill, which I recently seen.
Nice.
I enjoyed her in what are those teen movies? My wife loves them. Divergent.
Okay.
Divergent, Surgeon,
yes.
all of them. She's very good in all of those.
Okay.
Boom.
I told you my random, weird, small history, right? So, I mean, for those of you who don't know, the kid was a child actor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. One of my brightest spots and brightest moments, I was in Lenny Kravitz's
Yes, you told me
first video, Let Love Rule.
Mm-hmm.
Got to meet Lisa Bonet.
Mm-hmm.
Got to meet Lenny.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to, like, take a bunch of pictures holding 2-week-old Zoe Kravitz. Like,
Wow.
man, the one thing I do remember on that all-day shooting of his video, I sat down like on the floor, like we was in like campground or something like that or whatever. And I stuck my pinky in some cow poop, like a cow pie, and it was the worst feeling in the world. And I remember that today. I don't know. That video was shot.
The stain is still with you.
Yeah, it's still with me. I'm almost certain. Nah, it was this one right here.
So if you see Zoe Kravitz, you're gonna yell, "I held you!"
I'm gonna have the picture in my pocket.
I held
It's
you.
me.
I held you.
Nah.
I held you.
It's a bright spot. I honestly, there's actually a couple kids from that shooting that went on and became famous today.
Wow.
So, a couple, being in New York and going to the same auditions, you kind of meet a bunch of people. Was able to get to final castings and meet directors or producers and stuff like that. So it was pretty good, but
Let y'all people know we don't just talk about it, we be about it. We be in this entertainment.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? I'm smelling and saying. All right, so boom. This is a great discussion.
Yes.
Let's hit our last topic.
Okay.
So this is our first episode.
Yo.
So nobody knows how this flow goes. We have a segment. It's called 60 Seconds to Convince.
Yes.
Every week we pick a topic and one of us has to convince the other of something, okay?
No matter how outlandish.
No matter how outlandish. Actually, the outlandish, the better.
Yes.
So we have 60 seconds to convince. Lou has a topic this week.
I'm ready.
I'm not even going to say what's the topic.
The topic is, for everyone out there, that Mr. Denzel Washington is not a good actor.
Boom, boom, boom.
How many of y'all can go and ride with Denzel Washington is not a good actor?
All right, so...
Oh, man.
All right, so he has his argument ready.
I'm ready. I'm
and
with
prepared.
it.
He's going to try to convince me, and he's going to try to convince you guys, the audience, that Denzel Washington is not a good actor. Let's get this time right. All right?
Yeah, let me just check this out right here. Are we ready for Denzel?
Yes, we are.
I mean,
I'm all ears. I'm all ears.
I can't do his laugh or anything, but y'all know who he is.
All right. Okay.
Okay,
All right.
okay.
All right. Okay. Okay. I wish you had more time.
Yo, he's only done Okay, he's only done 56 movies. I just wanted to check. So,
That's it?
Yeah, 56. That's it.
Slacking.
Man, that dude is whack.
Slacking.
Yo, he's got his Screen Actors Guild card.
As if.
Yo, nah, I'm kidding. Love you, Denzel.
All right. Boom.
At
Hold
me.
on.
No.
Let me get this timer going.
Okay.
Boom. Timer. Reset.
If I ask you
60
questions,
seconds.
it's only going to be yes or no questions, just so I can get through the argument. All right.
Got you. Go.
All right, cool.
All right. He's going to try to convince me. 5, 4, 3, 2.
Are you big on method actors? I'm big on method actors.
Yeah. I pay attention to
I
who
like
is and who
I like
isn't.
the actor like Marlon Brando,
Yeah.
Lawrence Fishburne,
Daniel Day-Lewis.
who can take on a role and become that person
Yeah.
and convince me that they are this person.
Yes.
Denzel has done 56 movies, as I just said.
Yes.
And every single one of them, except for 2, Denzel is Denzel.
Okay.
Denzel doesn't act like anybody else. He is himself in every role.
Okay.
Out of Time, Equalizer, Equalizer 2,
Yeah.
Mo Better Blues.
Okay.
All these movies, Denzel plays this role. That's why everybody can imitate him.
Yeah.
But if you think about the times in which he's ever been
14
nominated,
seconds.
it's always been for roles that are out of character. So
Okay.
if he's Malcolm X, he was phenomenal because he was not himself. You can't be Denzel when you're Malcolm X. When you do Training Day, you can't be yourself.
That's it.
All right, cool.
That's it.
Maybe.
Now, did he convince you people that Denzel is a bad actor? So ultimately, you're telling me that Denzel is potentially a bad actor because he does not transform.
Man, if the people wanted to see Lou Rivers in every role, I just gotta go and show up, don't I?
It just show up.
These are my lines? Oh, okay. Oh, are we gonna do Two Guns and Mark Wahlberg is gonna be Mark Wahlberg and I'm gonna be
Who
myself?
told you to put two guns
sorry,
in this?
My bad.
Who told you to put 2 guns?
Why, that
So you
movie
took-
wasn't good?
Listen.
My bad,
I don't count 2 guns.
Oh, you don't
At
count
all.
2 Guns.
I don't count 2 guns at all. Neither do I
How many
count
cannons
Magnificent
they-
7.
how many cannons
Okay,
that
yeah, he
gets?
might have showed up as Denzel in Magnificent 7.
Oh, okay.
But
he was Denzel back then. Too.
He's a different Denzel in He Got Game.
All right.
From the Denzel in
I
More
could
Better
do that.
Blues to the Denzel in
He was the Denzel womanizer in Mo Better Blues. He was the Denzel womanizer in.
he was 2 different Denzels
Devil
in
Wears a Blue
Malcolm X.
Dress.
2 different Denzels in Malcolm X.
See, he was Denzel in the beginning with the redhead,
And then ultimately-
Malcolm X. He finally turned. Denzel turned into Malcolm X. Not the
Okay,
other way.
ladies and gentlemen, if you're convinced that Denzel is potentially a bad actor, what I will say, what potentially makes him not that great of an actor, if that's a thing for Denzel, makes him a great star.
Yes, he is a great.
Makes him a
star.
great star. Makes him a great Hollywood actor. Makes him a great film star. So maybe he struck that chord. Because I tell you right now, my mother can't tell you who the fuck Daniel Day-Lewis is. But she can tell you about Denzel.
Man, see, I just did this. We just did this segment on the first show, and Denzel ain't never gonna call us. He ain't never gonna add us.
Yo,
Your TLC
Denzel
podcast,
is not
Denzel,
gonna-
come see us.
we were so close to getting Denzel to do an interview. Yeah, right.
Wasn't he gonna do next week?
He was supposed to do it next week. Now his people gonna call us and be like, "It's over, guys.
All right,
It's
well,
over."
I mean, hopefully his son comes when we do his.
But at the end of the day, what we're gonna say is we love Denzel.
Yeah, no,
I love Denzel.
I love Denzel.
We
and
both love
As
Denzel.
much as I just joked it up, like
Yes.
he's a phenomenal actor.
He's a phenomenal actor,
Yeah.
but he is very similar.
right.
He
No,
brings an essence.
and
that's similar to every
Remember
role.
what I said about when I pay attention to actors, I want to see what roles they pick.
Yeah.
And I feel like picking scripts is so underrated, and people don't understand that.
Great movies.
And
He's picked every movie.
he picks movies. In
Crimson
which
Tide,
He can do what he does, and he could do it at such a high level.
Bone Collector.
You know, The Bone Collector. You ever read The Bone Collector?
No.
It's really good. But it's another,
Fallen. I really like that performance.
one of my top favorite Denzel movies also. But I mean, like I said, there's nothing
People,
wrong.
hit us on social media. Is Denzel Washington a good or a bad actor? You heard the argument. Cannon's Podcast, Facebook. Cannon's Podcast on Twitter. Cannons Podcast on Instagram.
Hey, and for you people who can't spell, that's two N's.
Yes.
2 N's, please.
CANNONS
Thank
Podcast on all social media. Yo, this was great. Yo, this is episode 1. This is
pretty phenomenal.
This is pretty phenomenal. We got to keep this going.
We're going to keep it going as long as the pockets allow it.
As long as the pockets allow it. As long as the pockets. Oh, we get some sponsors in here. We get some sponsors. Oh, yo, special thanks this week. Hung Boo.
Yes.
Graphic Genius.
Yes.
One Love.
Yes.
We love you, Hung.
Thanks, Hung.
Hold us down. But this was great.
Yeah, I liked it.
We are the Loose Cannons. And every week, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be firing off, boom, boom, pun intended, pew, pew, our ideas on today's entertainment, pop culture, and politics, and how they intersect.
Is it art imitating life or life imitating art?
Oh, that was straight from Lou Rivers.
Hey,
and I want to say it just like Sway. I'm your boy. No Justin, no peace. And this was the Loose Cannons Podcast.
Hey.
Bow.
Boom.